Yo, Big D back, ready to rumble, talk all things wild card. Yes, wild card. It's the title of today's stream on the Spunky Spectrum Sports YouTube page. Also driving in top production. You can also check out this stream on my Facebook page, Twitch page, the Big D 3300, where I recap all things wild card. By the way, I think Real Madrid just got a new manager after Xabi Alonso left. I don't know if he was sacked or what, but breaking news. Yeah, I thought Black Monday was last week. Apparently it is in Saudi Arabia, Spain, or wherever, Real Madrid and Barcelona all the day. But, talk all things, Rams, Panthers, Packers, Bears, Jags, Bills, 49ers, Eagles, Chargers, Patriots. Um, I'm going to go to different games. So I won't necessarily start with the first game on Saturday and with the Sunday night with the game in Foxborough. I'm going to go with the games that I think will be most impactful. And to me, the most impactful game of the weekend is definitely the 49er Eagle game. Congratulations, San Francisco 49ers and Kyle Shanahan, because Kyle Shanahan got the biggest win, got the best win of this coach career. Not the biggest for a guy who's coaching a couple of Super Bowls. But the San Francisco 49ers should be applauded for all that they did. Not yet, Mom. Give me like 25 minutes.
25 minutes?
Yes.
What are you doing?
I'm streaming. Mom's trying to get in my stream. But, I'm amazed how the 49ers did this despite not having linebackers, Nick Bosa, Fred Warner, and George Kittle most of the game. And I think we should applaud Kyle Shanahan for what he's done. Brock Purdy, people think, well, he's just a pizza guy. Brock Purdy's a darn good quarterback. Maybe a system quarterback. But Purdy's a gunslinger and proved that he is by far a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts. San Francisco wins 23-19. In a game, frankly, that I didn't exactly know what would happen. San Francisco's been beat up. The defense hasn't sniffed anything this year. Now they go across the country, play very experienced Eagle team. And the 49ers came to play. And my goodness, I think the 49ers prove that despite how many men a team loses, despite everything that seems stacked against you, coaching matters in January. And Kyle Shanahan proved his value. Robert Saleh proved his value. Now we'll probably get another head coaching job because the Jets are idiots, but that's either here or there. In a game that, in wind and cold weather, you think Brock Purdy's going to struggle. Well, it turned out Brock Purdy was better than Jalen Hurts yesterday. Despite a couple picks, Purdy kept throwing the ball. San Francisco started. First off, Trent Williams not 100%. Ricky Pearsall didn't play. He's been nicked up most of the year. Didn't matter. Dante Robinson went over 100 yards. I think he called, not Dante. DeMarcus Robinson called 6 passes for 111 yards and a touchdown. Including the game's first score. George Kittle, I think midway through the second quarter, caught a pass and then tore his Achilles tendon. And right when I saw it, I'm like, oh no, that's not good. That's not good. And I'm like, the 49ers are toast. Well, it turns out the 49ers turned the Philadelphia Eagle Philly cheesesteak into French toast. And then Christian McCaffrey turned into Christian McCaffrey. Catching everything. 6 passes for 66, couple key touchdowns. Talk more about San Francisco. But for Philadelphia, that game is the biggest loss of Nick Sirianni's coaching career, 1,000%. The Eagles have no business losing this game. Who's the Eagles OC? Kevin Patullo. He'll be gone because the Eagles have no business losing this game. Hi, D1 cheese. Yeah, craziness, right? But I think a lot of people in the NFC would have figured Philadelphia's going to get them in a Super Bowl. Instead, the Eagles are going home early because of the incompetent coaching. Jalen Hurts is a good quarterback. Good quarterback. Very good quarterback. But Jalen Hurts needs to be carried, whether it be by a great OC or great weapons. The Eagles have the weapons. They don't have a good OC. The 2 times the Eagles made the Super Bowl with great OCs, guess what happened? Shane Steichen left to become the Colts head coach. Kellen Moore left to become the Saints head coach. I think Jalen Hurts has had a new OC pretty much for the last 10 years. So, and Hurts, we all think of him as bigger than life. But Jalen Hurts is 6 feet tall, if that. And he can't see over the fences. And frankly, I think there have been cracks with this Eagle offense all year. I mean, everyone could see A.J. Brown and Nick Sirianni get into a temper tantrum. And Big Dom come in. Packers need a new special teams corner. And I'll get to Green Bay, Chicago after this one. But, with Philadelphia, they wasted a prime Saquon Barkley. And you look back and wonder, might the Eagles have been better off trading A.J. Brown at the deadline? Because A.J. Brown could have been a number 1 with Drake May, with Josh Allen, with somebody. Instead, A.J. Brown couldn't hit water if he fell off a boat. We just beat the Eagles. Well, you did. By the way, it's Eagles, but maybe ate one too many bagels last time. But I think the Eagles have some major problems. I mean, A.J. Brown could be gone. I mean, he was awful yesterday. I mean, A.J. Brown caught, 3 of 25? Devontae Smith, 8 for 70. Devontae Smith's a really good wide receiver. I don't know if Devontae Smith's the true number 1, but he can be. Dallas Goedert was amazing yesterday. They had 2 touchdowns. Wasn't his problem. Saquon rushed the ball for over 100 yards. But frankly, the Eagle offense was just not good enough. And the biggest turning point of that game is the trick play that the Niners ran with Juwan Jennings. Looks like he's going to take it on an end around or reverse, and it throws a perfect pass to CMC, just like in the Super Bowl a couple years ago. And then San Francisco got ahead. Even if Purdy threw a couple pegs to Quinion Mitchell, didn't matter. Couple drives later, 3rd down, Brock Purdy takes a snap, throws it to Christian McCaffrey. Who else would it be? And, Philadelphia Eagles have a much more talented roster, but the Niners have a better coaching staff. People want to complain. And Vrabel, Mike McDonald would win Coach of the Year. Well, the real Coach of the Year is in San Francisco, and he proved it yesterday. And, with the Eagles, I mean, Vic Vander's defense. Nope, I am not an Eagles fan. If you see the picture, and the towel, I'm a Jag fan. But that's an inexcusable loss for the Eagles. And now questions are going to come on the coaching staff, the quarterback, A.J. Brown. Who knows if Lane Johnson's going to be done? That's the most befuddling loss I can remember an Eagles team since maybe the Panthers many years ago. Yeah, Josh Allen destroyed my favorite team, just like everyone else in Default County. You're breaking my heart now from here on. And frankly, I think questions are going to come, not just about the coach and staff play, but Nick Sirianni is very emotional, fits that Philadelphia town. Jalen Hurts got too big of an ego, but I'm a Niners fan. Coach I think should be Sean Payton. And you know what? I don't think Sean Payton's a bad choice. I mean, Denver went 14-3 and won 11 one-score games. I'd be okay with Sean Payton. By the way, Denver's a dog against Josh Allen on Saturday night, but that's either neither there. As for the 49ers, the NFL did the 49. I didn't think Jalen Hurts had a big ego, but that's just me. But because Jalen Hurts says the same comments in the press conference. But the NFL did the Niners no favor. Now the Niners play in Seattle in a short week. So, are the Niners going to have any healthy pass catchers? Who knows if Pearsall's ready? We know George Kittle's done. Can the Niners bring Brandon Ayuk from the abyss? Maybe get prime Jerry Rice. I don't know. But congrats to the Niners for a great win, and see you in the Great Northwest on Saturday. And now the NFC North clash. Can we get Packers Bears 17 times a year? Because anytime Matt LaFleur and Ben Johnson get together, fireworks. And this game produced more fireworks than the 4th of July, but the Bears getting their first playoff win in 15 years, beating their arch rivals 31-27, including 25 points in the fourth quarter. Thank you. In a game where if Packer fans went to bed when it was 21-3, and then woke up and Chicago won, I bet you Green Bay fans were thinking, oh, you know what? Here we go again. But Caleb Williams is quite possibly one of the most freakish quarterbacks the NFL has ever seen. Maybe like the guy in Buffalo, but Caleb will make some. Caleb is never going to lead the league in completion percentage passing, but Caleb will make 3 or 4 throws or runs a game and make you go, wow. And that 4th and 8th throw, going to the left, off the back foot, is the best throw I've ever seen him make. And that throw single-handedly changed the game. Because with it being 21-9, Packers get the ball back, that's cool. Game's over. And then Caleb hit Zacchaeus, I think it was. Was to make it 21-6. Wait, let me see. Let me double check. Yeah, 4th and 8. Caleb with the throw of the year potentially hit Roman Duzay first down. If that's an incomplete pass, the game's over. The Packers win. But Caleb somehow found Roman Duzay, and then going to his left, Off the back foot, Caleb delivered a seed right to Rome Medusa, and then a few plays later, Zacchaeus for the touchdown, Colston Loveland with the deuce, and then after Green Bay missing at a field goal, Caleb did his thing, found DJ Moore. DJ Moore, sorry, Green Bay, but he broke your heart twice in 1 year. In a crazy game. We're going to look at Josh Allen's game, but Jordan Love was fantastic. 24-46 for 323, 4 scores. I think Jordan Love's the second quarterback to throw 4 touchdowns and no picks in a playoff game and lose. The other two guys, I think, are Drew Brees and Josh Allen. It's funny, the Bears didn't win like I thought Chicago could win. Chicago won by throwing the ball. Chicago only ran the ball 93 yards. No Derrick Henry needed. But, for Green Bay, I think the Packers are going to rue this opportunity. Because they were big, and yet Green Bay's special teams unit has been bad. Let me see if I have one. Yeah, here's the one. Packers need a new special teams coordinator. Well, who knows? Last time Green Bay lost the home playoff game, and then special teams coordinator. You know what sometimes happens, and I think this has happened with Kyle Shanahan, Matt LaFleur, and Sean McVay. They're uber focused on coaching and running the game script. They overlook special teams. And in some ways, neglect special teams. We saw in Charlotte where the Panthers blocked the Ram punt. Eddie Pinheiro missed an extra point. And Brandon McManus have one of those days. And is that unlucky? Is that coaching? Probably a little both. But, everything gets scrutinized. I don't want anybody to get fired. I don't want Matt LaFleur, and there are rumors that Matt LaFleur could sign. Green Bay will be fired. I don't want Matt LaFleur getting fired. I think he's a really good coach. I think people, in Green Bay, whether correct or not, maybe over cheese. Maybe put too much cheese on every game, but in a way, I think with the Packers, I think Jordan Love played more than well enough to win on Saturday night. Maybe if Green Bay would have used Josh Jacobs more instead of on kickoff, which was dumb. Because Josh Jacobs only ran the ball 19 times. Green Bay threw 2-1. And Romeo Dobbs is big. Matthew Golden finally caught a touchdown. Jane Reed, Christian Watson. I actually thought Watson and Reed would have touched the ball more. But, Chicago's now got to play the Rams, luckily on Sunday, but a couple big injuries. Ozzie Trapello tore his patella tendon, and then, who is the linebacker? DJ Edwards broke his leg, so both those guys aren't coming back. And could be cold, could be windy. It's going to be Soldier Field was, despite not having the most amount of fans, seemed the loudest stadium the entire weekend. And I think it'll be louder on Sunday afternoon or Sunday night. And, Ben Johnson, Matt LaFleur, I think I like a little spice in that rivalry. And Matt LaFleur, Ben Johnson, I remember when Lovie Smith said, Number one goal, beat the Packers. Number two goal, win the Super Bowl. Well, Ben Johnson and Matt LaFleur don't like each other, and I like a little bit of spice in that rivalry. Now the game that's near and dear to my heart. Can we send Josh Allen to the Premier League because he should? No, I'm kidding. Josh Allen broke my heart 27 to 24. And by the way, Bills need to get Josh Allen some weapons. I don't think they're going to run Josh Allen in the ground. I think Josh Allen had about 28 injuries yesterday. In the concussion 10, dealing with a foot injury, deal with a knee issue, and then banged his finger on another helmet. And yet Josh Allen is unfreaking believable. 28-35, 273, touchdown, another two on the ground. I think in Josh Allen's playoff career, he's got 35 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. I thought John Elway was the most freakishly talented quarterback the game has ever seen. The more I see 17, the more I think Josh Allen is the most talented quarterback in NFL history. Now, I'm not comparing Josh Allen with Tom Brady, but in terms of overall talent, Josh Allen's the 101 of freakish talent. And what he did, not just talent, but brainwise, taken with the defense. Jacksonville's run defense was stupendous yesterday. But the Bills just took what the defense gave them, hitting. Khalil Shakir was so big, catching all 12 of his targets. I mean, the Bills' wide receiver core was the weakest going into the playoffs. And, I mean, Gabriel Davis hurt again. I think Terrell Shavers was in and out of the blue medical tent. Keon Coleman in the witness protection program. Brandon Cooks. I mean, the tight ends, doesn't matter. Josh Allen will make lemonade out of lemonade. So turn Pinewood into Buffalo wings. And even from a Jack fan, when Jacksonville went up, I think it was 24-20 with like 4 minutes left. I think everyone, Josh Allen needs to leave the Bills, and then end up on what team? Maybe the Eagles trade him. Maybe the Eagles trade. He's never. Well, you know what? He might this year. I mean, when the Jacks went up 24-20 with 4 minutes left, I think everybody had the same thought. Josh Allen's going to win this game. At least he's going to put his team in position. And the funny thing is, if the Jags would have won the game, everyone would have roasted Sean McDermott on his decision not to score after the review with 1 minute and 5 seconds left. Everyone would have roasted Sean McDermott because Cam Little can kick from 70 yards. Now, he missed the 50-something yarder, but, frankly, with 3 timeouts left, time was not a fact for the Bills. The Jags were out of timeout. Frankly, I wish the Zebras in New York would have upheld the rule, and even Allen was short on the touch, fourth down touch push. I don't even remember what a down touch push it was. And because with 105 one timeout, I think the Jags have a chance. Maybe if Trevor would have hit Parker Washington, things would have been different. Give it up to Josh Allen for putting his team on the back. And, it's funny. The Bills were one of the teams that voted against the touch push. Well, then yesterday, what play did the Bills run? Touch push. Josh Allen was like a big snowplow. Not one play. And then Jacksonville, I think, decided, we're better off letting you score. But if Allen would have taken a knee on that first down play, the Bills could have run off 40 seconds and then basically do whatever with the clock. It would have had 3 plays from like the 1.5 yard line. With Josh Allen, they scored, right? Probably. Instead, Jacksonville got almost a minute to tie or maybe win the game. And, everybody's going to say, what about Trevor? I think Trevor played really well in the second half. I think what I see with Trevor is a good quarterback with good mobility, good arm strength, but he's not Josh Allen. I think Trevor's a really good quarterback. I think, be honest, I'm a little frustrated because I think yesterday was our chance to make the Super Bowl. I mean, we all saw New England play last night. Now, I think the Chargers have a really good defense, but frankly, I think the Patriots need another draft class. The Broncos, well, the Jags already won there, so it's frustrating when they're Burrow, Lamar, Mahomes quarterbacks in the playoffs, and Josh Allen's the guy. But that guy, I mean, if Josh Allen's on the Jags, this game's no contest. Josh Allen is good, but I'm not sold. People act like he's the next Tom Brady paid man. Where Josh Allen's got a 35-4 touchdown interception ratio in the playoffs. And generally, when the Bills lose, it's not because of Allen. It's because of Sean McDermott's defense inability to stop anybody, or Sean McDermott and the Bills losing some crazy game, with 13 seconds or whatever. I think even Pat Mahomes would say Josh Allen's probably better. Josh Allen's bigger, stronger, more mobile. And in a way, maybe this is the year. I mean, a lot like the 2006 Colt team. That 2006 Colt team was not the best of those Colt teams. But eventually, a great quarterback is going to figure out a way of winning a game, making a Super Bowl, or winning. Is Dan Marino a better quarterback than Phil Simms? But yet Dan Marino never won the big one. I mean, you imagine if Josh Allen never won the big one. That doesn't seem right. I mean, not Josh Allen, but John Elway got to 3 Super Bowls and never had stood a chance with the Broncos. Then he got Terrell Davis, and then all of a sudden, even Packer fans probably Packer and Falcon fans, those 2 Super Bowls in the late 90s, probably would agree with me. John Elway deserves a Super Bowl. Every great star deserves a ring. Now, unfortunately, it came at the expense of my quarterback, my team. Maybe the Jags should have run the ball more, but, I'm not disappointed with how we play. I'm not disappointed with Liam Cohen. You just say Josh Allen's one of those quarterbacks. And sometimes nothing you can do but stand back and say, he's good. By the way, the other 2 games, LA and Carolina, that was a crazy game with all kinds of points. I mean, maybe the Rams should be thankful they're not in the NFC South, but Matthew Stafford, despite the finger injury, showing his toughness, finding Puka, and doing what the Rams to win. Rams blocked punt. I mean, Carolina blocked the punt, and Sean McVay's special teams unit almost lost another one, but Rams did just enough. But in this game, I think Bryce Young really impressed me. I mean, maybe it's a good matchup for Carolina because they have big wide receivers. And the Rams don't really have a great cornerback. And, you look at Kenton Miller, Jalen Coker. Yeah, Matthew Stafford never got the credit he deserved. And he's probably going to win the MVP. And I think Will, I think your point on Stafford's correct. Stafford playing those terrible Lion teams, never won a playoff game there, and everybody said Matthew Stafford's been disappointing. But then he got a top three head coach in Sean McVay, and now, you know, Stafford may win the MVP and might end up in a Super Bowl. And frankly, and frankly, I think with Stafford, he and Jared Goff are the only two true pocket quarterbacks who can succeed in the NFL. Everybody else needs some kind of mobility. Even CJ Stroud, for instance, can move around a little bit. Now CJ Stroud doesn't want to run, but Stroud can run. I think with Stafford, he will just sit in that pocket and then go foo, 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 foo. But Stafford will throw some bad picks. I mean, remember playoff games where Stafford threw bad picks to the other team. And that doesn't affect him. Chiefs moved to Kansas, they're going to suck for many years. Well, I think as long as Pat Mahomes is there, Chiefs will be fine. I just think what the Chiefs need is probably a healthy offensive line receivers, but that's just me. Back to the Rams. I think we saw the best receiver in football again. Puka Nacua was unstoppable. And then, Conner, Devontae Adams. The Rams are a dangerous team. And that Bear Ram game's got shootout written all over it. For Carolina, who knows what happens with Bryce Young, but I think Carolina showed me something. Now on Sunday, last night between the Chargers and Patriots, New England won the game. I think it was 16-3. Never really even felt that close, simply because the Charger offense was pitiful. And I know what everybody is saying. Well, Justin Herbert's the most overrated quarterback in football because he's never won a playoff game. What if I told you that Peyton Manning lost a playoff game to the New York Jets, 41-0, 41-0, and I think we would all say Peyton Manning is one of the greatest quarterbacks in NFL history. Unfortunately for Justin Herbert, he's going to have to live with 0-3, one being a playoff choker against my Jaguars. Last year, throwing 4 picks against the Texans, and last night, I don't know. That was pitiful. The whole Charger offense, defensively, Jesse Minter's defense kept the Chargers in the game against a much more talented Patriot offense. But I think questions are going to be asked. I love Justin Herbert, and I think people are going to overcompensate for what's happened in January. But in a way, I think last night can be explainable, simply because the Charger. I think the Chargers never gave Herbert a chance. I saw where Herbert was pressured like 30 times last night. 30. And the Chargers gave up a boatload of sacks. I think like 6 last night. And frankly, Keenan Allen may have worked a game or two here and there, but I think it hurt Lane McConkey. I'm not sure. I saw Lane McConkey play, but I don't remember him catching a lot of balls. And I think the Marion Hampton injury hurt because LA's running game wasn't great. Tackles, yeah. Game plan, there were not enough easy completions. And frankly, is Justin Herbert ever going to get a rough in the quarterback penalty because some of the hits Herbert took. Oh, I mean, definitely warning a rough in the quarterback penalty. I've been Mahomes. The other guy would have been the defenders would have been tossed, but that's just me. As for Drake May and the Patriots, I didn't think it was a great performance. I thought it was okay. Turnovers, the offensive line wasn't great, but the Patriots ran the ball. Ramondre, Travian. I still funny, even on the Patriots on the division round. I think this Patriot team still rebuilding. I feel like this Patriot team hasn't reached its ceiling. New England's got a ton of money in free agency. Look out. Yeah. Yeah, Drake May took a lot of sacks. He fumbled the ball. I think May took 5 sacks last night. Will Campbell, the rookie left tackle, wasn't great. Neither rookie on the O line was great for New England. But New England ran the ball well enough, and Vrabel and the Patriots did Patriot things to win. So we'll see what happens when New England plays the winner on Monday night, Houston, Pittsburgh. Give me Pittsburgh, especially if you get Pittsburgh 3.5 rather than 3. So it'll be Buffalo, Denver, San Francisco, Seattle on Saturday, Rams, Bears, New England against the winner of Houston, Pittsburgh on Sunday next week. So thanks for tuning into Dylan's wild card preview, and we will see you on the Driving Top Productions, Smoky Spectrum Sports. This is Dylan signing off for now.